And we are live. Hello, Internet, and welcome to the prologue chapter of Enter the Dungeon, a brotherly podcast. I'm Drew Askins, and joining me today, we have Andreas Thompson, Evan Askins, and Paul Askins.
Oh, this is going to give out my real name?
Yes, I am. This is going to be a D&D 5th edition actual play podcast. I will be the Dungeon Master, and let's start by talking about some of our characters. Andreas, would you like to introduce yours?
Sure. I'm playing as a Goliath named Shantai Earthmover Lithmorania. He left his village to find some power to save his village after a vision from the shaman predicted a catastrophic event in the near future. So he returned with the knowledge of alchemy, and shortly thereafter there was a rock slide, so he built a giant earthen wall to shield the village from the earth slide, after which point he realized, hey, I'm a lot stronger than everyone else here. So he went off to try and advance his own strength because he saw the rest of his village as detrimental to his own survival.
Yes, so this is going to be interesting because you're playing a race that comes from an expansion pack of D&D, and you're playing a homebrew class. So This is going to be a fun combo.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else we should know about him?
Not particularly. He's very into the concept, as is the rest of his race, of fair play. So he doesn't want to use his physical strength in combat because he feels that was something that was given to him naturally. So he's basically going to rely almost exclusively on powers that he develops himself, which is the whole basis of the alchemical procedures.
Yes. Okay, so Evan, you want to go next?
Sure. So I'm playing an elven ranger by the name of Elysia of Willowsbrook, who is basically a merchant. Well, she's not a merchant. She's just a child of the forest. She just loves climbing on trees. She primarily works with a bow and arrow. She's very handy and very crafty, but she likes to steal shit. And she's just what is that term? Yeah, she's a thief basically.
Okay.
She loves running around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirited kleptomaniac?
But imagine the girl from Brave and the girl from The Hunger Games who climbs on trees. Imagine them both together. She's very short. She's about 5 foot even. And she's sneaky, very, very sneaky.
Okay, then. Paul, I guess that leaves you.
Okay. My character's name is Javin. He's a cleric from the town of Salas, which is a port town, where he works as a port watcher. And that is a type of cleric guild that watches over ports and bodies of water. They act as coast guards, they act as healers, and in times of great desperation, they can even protect the ports by pooling their magical resources to protect you from storms or invasions and other things like that. And so he's very handy around the water. He's very good at swimming. He knows the ins and outs of ports and ship, how to watch the area. He tends to exaggerate his stories sometimes, so you can't always be sure how many people he saved on that one storm that was the worst ever in history. Yeah. But outside boasting, he's a fairly fair-minded person, so he likes to treat people decently. He believes in a hard day's work for a good day's pay. And he has been sent out to some town on an errand for his guild to retrieve some item. He's not quite sure what it is, but he's on a caravan and he's heading down to this city.
Yes, the city that we're starting in is called Yulin. Let's see. In this city, there's a major college for transmutation magic. This is set in the nation of Galilei. For some info on that, the country is split into 5 regions. The one that we are starting in is the Stoneform region, named after the Everdeep Canyon, a massive canyon not far from the city. There's also the Great Wooded region, named for a magically infused forest known as the 50-Mile Woods.
It's also the...
Not to be confused with the 100-Acre Woods.
Yes, indeed. And should have had
Less Winnie
this.
the Pooh and more werebears.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
He's
they're
probably
fun.
like a
That's a side
a
quest.
barbarian. Yes.
In the southeast of the country, there is the South Edge region, the Seamount region in the northeast. This particular region is largely surrounded by water and is where Cape Salis is located. Lastly, there's the Imperial region, where the nation's capital, Argua, can be found. The nation is headed by a Grand Chancellor, who is chosen by the chancellors of each region.
The current High Chancellor, his name is Derek Johnson.
Very normal name.
Yes, but he's a very powerful man. Andreas, you said that your character is from another country, right?
Yes. I didn't explicitly say that, but there's an entire separate country that is primarily the dragons and other large creatures, large to, I guess, giant, and then the creatures that aren't quite as big but are still in similar heritage.
Okay.
So you've got giants and dragons and a lot of the other draconic races, and then you've got like the Goliaths.
Okay. For some more information, this
Lastly, the year is 805 AR. This means Anse Relevise, the Elvish term for Year of Deliverance, and this is based upon the end of a long event known as the Demon Wars, where 4 demons plagued the planet for about a century.
and so as for what kind of questions do you guys have about how we're going to do this?
I was hoping for a few things. Number one, can I get proficiency in athletics when it comes to swimming?
Let me. That would make sense for your character, and it would just be specifically for swim checks.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you do this, you might need to like trade off something else that perhaps, like for instance, since your character is always telling really bold stories, perhaps he's not so great at deception then.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So I will make a note here.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
How long do you want these games? Do you think these games will go for?
On average, about an hour each week.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
Not very
is
much.
short, but I can make it work.
Whatever.
You have to balance playtime and listener expectations.
So, any other questions?
Yeah, can I get proficiency in tree climbing?
Yes, but only for trees of a very particular type.
That's fine. Only tall trees.
Only saplings.
Sure.
Yeah, but is there anything else we need to say on the listeners' behalf?
Not really.
So I think, I hope you guys look forward to listening in with us each week. We will try to upload regularly, and we're all looking forward to having a good time here. So, going around, I'm Drew, the DM, and joining me we have
Andreas Thompson.
Paul Askins.
Huh? Oh, it happened.
Yep. Okay, and we will see you guys with our first episode coming soon.